O Priyaju, may I develop love for your Shyam Sundar, for the love of your life. Shyam Sundar is your ultimate happiness. You drown in an ocean of bliss upon seeing your lover Shyam Sundar. For your Bhavotsav, for your festival of emotions of love, may we develop love for Shyam Sundar, the love of your life. He always thinks about the pleasure of Shriji. How can I make my Shriji happy? His every effort is to make Shriji happy. That is why Shyam Sundar is very dear to me. He repeatedly pleads with Pyari Ju with folded hands. Oh Ladli Ju, you are the love of my life. You are the wealth of my life. Places his peacock crown at the lotus feet of Pyari Ju.
Hey Sakhi,
do you think that I only love Priyaju? Shyam Sundar is more dear to me than Priyaju. Why?
Sakhi, muhi syam sundar man bhave. तो आपका?
So your mind gets absorbed in Shyam Sundar? Why? His Sajni Ju says,
Tadbhavotsavataha Param bhavatu me Tat prananathe ratihi.
O Priyaju, may I develop love for your Shyam Sundar, for the love of your life. Why? Because Shyam Sundar is your ultimate happiness. And your bhava, your loving mood increases. You drown in an ocean of bliss upon seeing your lover Shyam Sundar, upon talking about him. When you give him happiness, you attain ultimate happiness. Therefore, we too are Tat Bhavotsav, for your Bhavotsav, for your festival of emotions of love. May we develop love for Shyam Sundar, the love of your life. O Sakhi.
Sakhi mohi syam sundar man bhave. क्यों? क्योंकि जय जय के
Shyam Sundar is pleasing to my mind. Why?
ये प्यारी लाड़ लड़ावे सखी मोहि श्याम सुंदर मन भावे.
Because even though he's a proprietor of entire creation, he says, Jai Ho, Jai Ho. He glorifies Priyaju. He says, I will be honored if you give me your service. How humbly the proprietor of the three worlds, of all creation, talks to my dear Shriji. That is why he is more dear to me than my life. And, O Sakhi, he always thinks about the pleasure of Shriji. How can I make my Shriji happy? His every effort is to make Shriji happy. That is why Shyam Sundar is very dear to me.
सदा रहे अनुकूल सांवरो गौरांगी गुण गावे सखी. ये गौरांगी गुण गावे और श्यामाजू की छवि निरखी हरसी ये मन ही मन मुस्कावे. इसलिए सखी मोही श्याम सुंदर मन भावे.
O Sakhi, he only likes to sing the glories of our Pyari Ju and always wants to stay favorable to our Pyari Ju. Sada rahe anukul savro. He only sings her glories. He himself sings Radha Radha. He himself sings the glories of the Radha name and sells himself to anyone who chants the Radha name and is always anxious to hear the Radha name. Therefore, the glories of the Radha name and the Radha name are enough to purchase him. Respected Bhaiji, has also written that Radha name is the definite currency to purchase me. That is why Shyam Sundar is very dear to my heart. He constantly gazes at the picture of Shyama Ju with his drenched eyes, and he experiences bliss and smiles to himself. O Sakhi,
ये नयन मिलाए हरसि मनमोहन वदन चंद्र बलि जावे.
seeing the ever new beauty of our Pyari Ju, he is willing to sacrifice himself.
ये लाल बिहारी को प्राण जीवन धन वारी पियत नित पानी मेरी महारानी श्री राधा रानी.
She is the life of Lal Bihari Ju. He removes the evil eye by waving water at her and drinks the water.
नयन मिलाए हरसि मनमोहन ये बदन चंद्र बलि जावे. प्रेम दुलारी की रुख लेके रसबतियां बतरावे.
Seeing her mood, he always says sweet words to our Pyari Ju, says loving words to her, and is willing to sacrifice himself for her. His eyes are always intertwined with the eyes of Pyari Ju. He glorifies Pyari Ju and experiences bliss while he is serving her. That is why, O Sakhi, Shyam Sundar is very dear to me.
जब प्यारी जू हंसी के हेरत मुख उमंग प्रेम बरसावे. जब श्री मुख से बचन सुने तो ये आपन पो बिसरावे.
When Pyari Ju talks to him smilingly, when he hears the nectarian words of Shyama Ju, then he forgets himself. He forgets who am I. He forgets himself. And this is the effect of love, that one forgets himself. Love is that which makes God forgets his godliness and the living entity forget his insignificance and get them both to play on a level playing field. This is called love. He forgets himself and he pleads with Pyari Ju.
तुम ही जीवन धन हो मेरी ये बार बार सिर नावे.
O Sakhi, he repeatedly pleads with Pyari Ju with folded hands. O Ladli Ju, you are the love of my life. You are the wealth of my life. Places his peacock crown at the lotus feet of Pyari Ju. This glory can only be revealed by the saints of Vrindavan who have partaken in the Raja lotus dust of Vrindavan. Otherwise, Parikshit, he is one whose lotus feet are glorified by Sanak Sanathan and whose Charnamrit, the water from his lotus feet, is held on his head by Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, Gangadhar, honors the water from his lotus feet so much that he could have held Gangaji by his vision, but he opened his dreads.
जटाह कटाह संभ्रमम भ्रमण निलंप निर्झरी विलोलवी चिवल्लरी विराजमान मूर्धनि.
Such a Lord is saying to our Shriji that you are the wealth of my life and is repeatedly placing his peacock crown at the lotus feet of Shriji. If this glory seeps through to your heart, then the pride of Shriji will arise in your heart that Hamare Maishi Shama Jukaraj. And if this pride arises, then you'll obtain an incredible ras, loving emotion, which is not obtained by any sadhana, by any spiritual effort.
इसलिए सखी मोहि श्याम सुंदर मनु भावे. गौर श्याम छवि बसो निरंतर निर्मखत नयन सिरावे.
That is why, O Sakhi, this divine couple is very dear to my heart. This divine couple always resides in my heart and provides a cooling comfort to my heart.
ऐसे ही दंपति मगन रहे नित उमंगन अंग समावे. अली माधुरी सहचरी सुनि सुनि प्रेम मगन हुए जावे.
Such a divine couple are very pleased and are seated, and the Secharis are busy in their service. Blessed are those who have submitted their life at the lotus feet of this divine couple and are spending their time by chanting their name and singing their glories, making their time divine.